Allahu, 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 Allah.
What if I told you that 14 billion years ago, something extraordinary happened? An event so powerful that its echo still travels through the universe today. An event that science calls the Big Bang, and that every ancient civilization somehow knew about. Today, we begin a journey to explore the greatest mystery of all. Who created this universe, and what secrets lie hidden within it? Our journey begins 14 billion years ago. But why exactly 14 billion? Look up at the night sky on a clear evening. You might see 7 stars forming a constellation, the Ursa Major, or as we call it in Arabic, Ad-Dub el-Akbar. Now imagine your eyes were the most powerful telescope in existence. Above the central star of this constellation, you would see a tiny red blur. This is GNZ11, the farthest known galaxy discovered so far. This galaxy contains trillions of stars, yet appears as nothing more than a red dot. The light that left its surface takes 14 billion years to reach us. Think about that. Light, the fastest thing in existence, traveling for 14 billion years. This tells us something profound. Our journey through cosmic history can go back at least this far. But here's what's truly humbling. 99.9985% of these 14 billion years passed before humans even existed. We appeared only in the last few seconds of this cosmic timeline. So how can we possibly witness the birth of the universe? To understand our beginning, we turn to a branch of science called cosmology, the study of how the universe was born. In 1964, 2 scientists named Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson made a discovery so remarkable they won the Nobel Prize for it. They detected a strange radiation, but this wasn't coming from any star, planet, or galaxy. It was everywhere. No matter where they pointed their instruments, they found this energy. It was like an echo from a massive expansion that happened billions of years ago. An expansion we now call the Big Bang. Subhanallah. Science had discovered that everything, the heavens, the earth, and everything between them, was once united, and then separated by an immense force. But here's where it gets fascinating. This new discovery wasn't actually new at all. Long before modern telescopes and satellites, ancient civilizations were speaking about the exact same thing. In 1849, an archaeologist named Austin Henry Layard discovered clay tablets in Nineveh, Iraq. These tablets were 3,500 years old. They contained a creation story written across 7 tablets, and they spoke of a time when there was no sky, no earth, no trees, only water. Vast, endless water. And then a supreme being spoke, and creation began. Even more ancient were the Sumerians, who lived 5,000 years ago in what is now Iraq. They wrote that a supreme being called Nemu created the heavens and the earth from a great primordial water. Don't underestimate the Sumerians. They were the first civilization to develop writing, the first clock, the first irrigation system, even the first geometry. The ancient Egyptians spoke of Nun, who created the heavens and earth from a massive stormy ocean hidden in darkness. The ancient Greeks described Okeanos, a black sea of water from which everything emerged. Now, you might say these civilizations lived close to each other and might have shared stories. So let me take you to the other side of the world. The Aboriginal people of Australia, isolated for tens of thousands of years, spoke of a Lord of Souls who created light and gave life to the earth from primordial waters. In China, Taoist mythology speaks of a god who separated the vast waters and placed the mountains with his knowledge and his words. Korean mythology tells of Chonjiwang, who separated the unified heaven and earth. In West Africa, both the Mande and Yoruba peoples speak of a mighty power who was alone, and then created everything from water. Even in the Americas, among the Cherokee tribes and on the remote Hawaiian Islands in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, They speak of creation from waters in 7 days. And finally, in Finland and Northern Europe, they still tell stories of Väinämöinen creating everything from water. Pause for a moment and think about what we just discovered. Civilizations separated by thousands of miles, separated by thousands of years, different languages, different lands, no contact with each other. Yet they all share the same core message, word for word. A mighty force, God, existed alone. He created everything from water, and it happened in 6 or 7 days. It's as if the same message was sent to every corner of the world. The messengers were different, yes. They came at different times, but the message and its sender was always the same. This reveals something profound. There's another branch of knowledge beyond science, a branch that 85% of humanity believes in somehow. That knowledge is called religion. But which religion? That's the crucial question. There are thousands of religions in the world today, and many claim to be the truth. Let's look at some major ones briefly. Judaism teaches that God created the earth, but traditional interpretations describe it as flat, floating on water, with paradise above and hell below. But if the earth were flat, why does morning arrive in Japan while it's evening in America? And how do 4,550 satellites currently orbit our spherical earth? Christianity teaches that God created everything, but traditional interpretations place this at happening just 6,000 to 7,000 years ago, with all stars and planets revolving around Earth. But if creation happened only 6,000 years ago, the light from GNZ11 would never have had time to reach us, and we know Earth orbits the Sun, not the other way around. Ancient Greek philosophy influenced much of early thought, but included concepts like the goddess Andromeda flying through the sky, spilling milk to create the Milky Way. Beautiful poetry, but not scientific reality. Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism teach that the universe has no beginning and no end. It always was and always will be. But if the universe is eternal, why are all galaxies drifting away from each other at immense speeds? Our own Milky Way travels through space at 2.1 million kilometers per hour. Anything moving has a beginning and an end. At this point, we realize even these ancient religions, while containing wisdom, have their limitations. The core message may have been the same once, but over time, much has changed. But there's one religion I haven't mentioned yet. About 1,400 years ago, a religion emerged in Arabia that spread across the world within decades. Today, it's the second largest religion on earth, and the fastest growing. This religion is called Islam. Islam shares similar concepts of creation with other faiths, but it has something that sets it completely apart. A claim. A bold, testable claim made right at the beginning of its holy book, the Quran. This is the book about which there is no doubt. Think about that claim. There is no doubt in this book. No other religious text makes this claim so directly. No scientific theory, no ancient tablet, no philosophy. And here's what makes it even more remarkable. This is the only major religious scripture that exists in one version, one book, one text, unchanged for 1,400 years. No other religion can make this claim. So as seekers of truth, we must test this claim. We must see if this book truly contains no doubt, no contradiction, no error. And that's exactly what we're going to do in our next episode. Before we end today, let's reflect on what we've discovered. Science tells us the universe began with a great expansion 14 billion years ago, an expansion whose echo we can still detect. Ancient civilizations from every corner of the world separated by vast distances in time, all spoke of the same truth: a supreme being who was alone, who created everything from water, who spoke and brought creation into existence. And then came a book, the Quran, that claims to contain the preserved message, without any doubt. What if all these ancient peoples weren't making up stories? What if they were all receiving the same message from the same source? The search for truth isn't just a modern quest. Humanity has always been seeking answers to the same questions. Where did we come from? Who created us? What is our purpose? Keep your heart open and your mind questioning. Truth doesn't fear investigation, it welcomes it. In our next episode, we'll open the Quran and examine its claims about creation, claims that challenge both science and ancient wisdom, claims that speak about the separation of the heavens and earth, about time being relative, and about darkness itself being created. If this episode made you think, share it with someone who's searching for answers, and subscribe to Cosmic Ilm, because this journey is just beginning. Until next time, keep looking up at the stars, and remember, the one who created them is closer to you than you think. Assalamu alaikum.